Hi guys, little video on the ladies because and 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 I was raised in the West, in Belgium, Europe, and my mother of origin, my biological mother, she was never at home. She was um, partying, and when I was a baby, and studying, uh, and for a career, she studied law, and then after 4 or 5 years studying, she became a lawyer, and so she was out also. And actually, when she studied, she didn't even sleep at home. She would rent a room in the city and go sleep there. Um, and after like 10 years, no, 5 years, when I was 5, they divorced my father because he was also always working. So I was raised by nannies. And at 5 years old, my mother divorced, and then she did take more care of us. We moved to the countryside, so we had a great environment to play on the farms. But of course, she was not. I don't remember playing with her because she died when I was 10, very young. But I do remember the age from 5 to 10, and she would also not cook. Um, and so I was raised by nannies also there. And but but one thing that was great about her was that she would fight for us. If a teacher would, for example, put us down or we would be bullied, she would fight for us. So that's great. But time spent with us, not much or very little. And taking up like or making sure the house is in order, yeah, by hiring nannies. But of course, you still need to spend time with your kids, quality time. She would not really do that, and my father also not. So I know what I want for my children. I want them to have a warm household. It doesn't mean that the mother needs to do it herself. The household chores such as cleaning, cooking, shopping, taking care of the babies. Like, she can hire other people to help, but she's the main responsible to organize it and to do it because I'm the provider of the household. I make sure all bills are paid, and I have my hands full with that. I am still actually doing way too much in the household. Looking for great house, looking for great furniture, looking for great people to help with cleaning, but I expect my girl to actually take that over from me and to make sure that when I come home, that the house is clean and the food is ready, and that means not easy food to make, but quality food that I cannot buy in a cheap shop like this here, where I can order for very little money a dish. I want at home the food to be of higher quality, and I want it to be organized by my girl. It doesn't mean she needs to cook it herself. She can also order it or hire people to do it, but she needs to organize it. I don't want to be myself organizing that there is quality food at home or that the home is clean. I am not interested in a career girl. Like, I understand that if, as a girl, you want to become a model or build a great career, a professional career, then that's difficult. To make sure the household is in order, the babies are raised, as well as having a great career is difficult. It's possible, but for me, it comes second. Like, I'm looking for a partner that puts the household as her first priority and make sure it's in order. And if it's in order, she can do whatever she wants. Hang out with friends, watch TV, play with the phone, or build a career or build a business. Yes, I think that's great. But not when the first priority is not in order. Not when the house is dirty, or there is no food, or there is no in the fridge, or there is no warm food, or the babies or dirty, have dirty diapers all the time, nails are not cut, babies crying way too much, like. No, like, that's a mess. I don't want to live in such a household, and I don't want such a girlfriend. I want one that takes these responsibilities serious, that takes the responsibility onto her, does not transform that responsibility to me. I don't want that. Yeah, that's how it is. And I think this is so hard to find. there are very few girls that take these responsibilities upon them at young age and do it well, because it's also not very useful if they want to do it and they try to do it but the results are not there. Like if they take way too long to cook a nice dish, or way too long to make the house clean, or way too long to have the baby not crying and have the needs of the baby met, then it's also a problem. Like in my job, like I don't get paid to try. I don't get paid to try. I only get paid when I succeed as an entrepreneur, as an investor. And it's the same for me that I expect from my partner. Like it's not enough for me to try. Yes, of course I have eyes in my head. I can see when you're really trying. Of course that's valued. But I will still speak up when it's not done properly, even when you try. And that's also what a good boss does. What a good when you lead a company, you're also not satisfied with people that just try but don't have the results. It doesn't count in the end. Of course, you always start by failing. Of course, you fail all the time, and of course, you will be corrected. But you need to do it better after that and not do the same. And so that's how I act also with my girls in the household, and it creates a lot of problems. And very often the relationship is close to finishing. But I think it's super important to do that and to expect that from your girl. And I've not learned that, and I have never seen any examples of that in my life. My father was a pussy. He would let his first my mother, and then he remarried with some other bitch that really didn't do anything in the household. Was always out. There was just no food at all. If she would cook, it would be some crap that she composed in like a half an hour. That's if she would cook, but most of the time she wouldn't cook. We would just be emptying the fridge, who would be empty also. Even the fridge would be empty often. Like just basic necessities not provided. Also warmth and love, it's very important. I wouldn't get much of that, not from my mother, biological mother, and not from my stepmom. There would be no hugs, for example, or no warm, supportive, loving words. Like, yeah, all these things are super important, and I want my children to get that. And if I see that my girl is not providing that, she's in trouble. I will not allow that to happen. And I'm certain that I don't want a life like that for myself. Also, like, I much rather break up with my girl and raise the kid on my own, actually 50-50 then, or 80-20, like the baby will of course spend more time with the mother, because, well, it's not my primary job to raise babies, that's the mother's job, even if we split up. But I do want to spend time with the baby then, but on my own. That has much higher value than spending time with the baby with a mother who is just annoying me most of the time by not performing adequately her duties. So that's how it is, and it's sad that I was raised myself in a totally dysfunctional family, and that even on TV you very rarely see great examples of families and how they are supposed to be run. I think a lot has been lost the past 50 years, and yeah, just like it, I think when it comes to managing households, there is a lot of value that has been lost with the feminist movement. I think with the feminist movement, and actually it's just technology indeed, birth control, bottles, just like the women have been liberalized thanks to great innovations. And I do think a girl, like a man, should have the same freedom of opportunities, and I mean, I'm totally okay with that. But when you choose your partner, yeah, you need to be compatible. a relationship is primarily based on a separation of tasks. You need to really, to be a great team, to run a great family, you need to not want to do the same, because that's not going to work. Just like running a company, you want to both take care of the customers, and both are not interested to develop the product, it's not going to work. Like somebody needs to be good at this, and the other one needs to be good at another task. That's a great partnership. It's the same in a family. Like if you both want to build a great career, that's probably not a good match. If you both want to run the household, that's probably also not a good match. The best match is if one wants to, or has been usually building a career and has spent hundreds of hours per week, and probably many years in building a career that finally is profitable, is like me. A better match is to have someone who has not been doing such a great investment, and who is interested to run the household, and who is interested to spend lots of time with the baby, because I can't, if I want to keep my career running, I can't just like flip it and go spend 80% of my time in the household, running the house and take care of babies. That's not gonna work. Like my career will very quickly go down the drain, and I will not make money. Every career is, you're in a competitive industry, competing with other people that also work very hard to make money. And so you really, in order to stay on top of it, you have to continue to work hard. And I'm not at age of retirement yet. So for me, it's super important to find such girls and to fight for it, and not to allow a girl to parasite in the household. Like I give a lot financially. They really don't have to make money. No. They can spend money, and a lot, if they want. But of course, that's also not good. I want them to like also be smart with money, of course. But their lives gets improved a lot thanks to being with me, primarily financially. And I expect my life to be improved a lot also by being with them. And that's not financially, that's by someone finally taking care of me. Of cooking nice meals from me, of cleaning my house, of scratching my back. And some girls don't really understand that. They think that they come into the relationship to be served. Like they watch these stupid TV shows where most of the time it's, or even like fairy tales, where it's like, oh, you're gonna meet this amazing man who's gonna be a prince on a horse, so he's rich, and he's gonna provide for you and elevate you in social standing, but at the same time he will not expect anything from you. He will not expect you to be a great mom or be a great wife, or be a great partner that makes sure the house is clean, that the food is great, that shopping has been done, that the babies are taken care of. No, he has zero expectations. No, he's there, just there on his knees for you, to serve you. That's the image these girls have. Like, it's totally unrealistic. And it's a rude awakening for them, and I hope you guys also give them a rude awakening when it's necessary. And you can only really do that when you have strong cards, and that means you need to be willing to break up with such a girl and to let her go, and it is the best decision, and only then they will maybe change fundamentally in attitude and in worldviews, and start to perform. You really need to see a big change, and it's not in your hands whether they will do that or not. Many girls will choose to just continue to live like that and continue to chase a dream that's not achievable, and will choose to end up alone and frustrated. That's what most girls choose. But yeah, that's just how it is. There are enough girls in the world to find those that actually are realizing that they have a big responsibility to carry, and they have to do their job as well as you do, and otherwise they are also in trouble, just like we are when you do a career and you don't do your job well. Well, the money dries up, and you can't even pay the bills after a while, and you get into big financial trouble. Well, you get also a lot of bitching and whining and screaming on you when you're such a poor performer, and people will leave you also. It's the same for a girl that does not perform in the household. She also is in trouble, and she also will be left or kicked out if it's my house. That's just how it is. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and it may help you in creating a great life for yourself too. Sorry for all the noise. I'm here with my little boy. Huh? Look at him. And also people making noise here in the restaurant, of course. Bye.